This man would eat nothing but ice whenever he was hungry, because he had neither food nor water. So until every last bit of ice was gone, he wouldn't stop. Even after that, when his stomach still wasn't satisfied, he pulled out a pack of expired cookies, carefully scraped off the mold growing on them, and spread expensive caviar over the top. Although the amount of food was too little to fill his stomach, it was enough to keep him alive, because David had been trapped for 72 hours straight. This whole ordeal began 3 days earlier, when David had broken into a rich man's mansion to steal an expensive painting. But just as he was about to make his successful escape, his excitement got the better of him, and he entered the wrong password, and at that very moment, the entire mansion's security system activated. All the doors locked instantly, and his phone lost service as well. He tried again and again in desperation, but the heavy locks wouldn't break. Somehow, he calmed himself down and walked toward the door, only to discover that it was built with incredible strength. Then suddenly, the room began to heat up. Within minutes, the temperature rose so high that sweat soaked his body. Now dying of thirst, David rushed toward the kitchen to drink some water, but because of broken panels, the faucets were completely dry. That's when he remembered there was a swimming pool outside. He ran there immediately, but the moment he tried to drink the water, he threw up. The water was salty. His thirst was draining the life out of him. He quickly went to the garden area, hoping for some water from the sprinklers, but not a single drop came out. So he resumed trying to break the door again, but this time his knife hit something hard. Looking closely, he realized that beneath the wooden surface, a steel plate was embedded inside. Now he was trapped inside a cage made of steel and bulletproof glass. He tried contacting his partners through the radio, but no reply came. The entire night passed in silence. Then his eyes fell on the ceiling, where he noticed an air vent. He broke apart the furniture, stacked one piece over another, tied them with chair straps, and climbed up. But when he reached the top, he saw that the ceiling glass was also bulletproof, and the edges were sealed with cement. Defeated, he sat down in despair. The next morning, he noticed a crystal vase, and that's where a new idea struck him. He smashed the vase, took out 2 smooth pieces of glass, wrapped them with cloth, and taped the edges. Just like that, he made a pair of homemade safety goggles. Then he climbed up again, holding a knife in one hand, and began scraping the cement from the edges. Thanks to the goggles, the dust didn't bother him, and his speed increased. Finally, he managed to create a small hole, but there were screws beneath it. When he tried to remove them, he realized there were dozens of screws holding the entire frame together. Still, hope had returned to him. He removed a leg from a chair, marked it with a pencil, and carved it using his knife to create a wooden wrench. He climbed back up and began unscrewing, but the wrench broke under pressure. Even then, he didn't give up. He made another one from a different piece of wood, and after hours of exhausting work, he finally removed one screw. That tiny screw gave him the hope of freedom. He kept surviving by eating leaves, drinking dirty water, and working day and night to unscrew the rest. At last, David removed the final screw, lifted the bulletproof glass, and limped his way up through the ventilation duct. After 3 long days and nights of struggle, he was finally free.